goodness gracious, what could I be doing with these magazine pages, everybody? Am I a genius? I think I actually might be. Let's see what I'm getting into today. All right, so are we seeing the date of this magazine? This is an old InStyle magazine. Yes, for some reason, way back when, I was super into InStyle and I kept a lot of the magazines. So I think this is why I've done it. I was looking through, I found an old blog from Denise J. Herman. I was looking up image transfers. I was getting really interested to see if I could transfer a magazine image onto resin somehow. So she had this amazing tutorial where you can use packing tape to transfer a magazine image onto the packing tape. And then I'm thinking, well, cool, that's perfect because packing tape, we use that in resin anyway sometimes to make stickers, that kind of thing. So I am going to show you guys what I got up to, if this method actually works, if we can actually get it into resin properly, and oh my gosh, it goes even further than that. I feel like I was having a serious genius moment, and I feel like I just made magazine and resin history, okay? That's how I feel. I just think in my own head, I'm a genius because I just think this is the coolest thing. And I cannot wait to show you guys how to do this so you can try it out for yourselves and let me know what you think. So first things first, you saw my packing tape. Basically what I'm doing at this point is I'm getting my tape ready, and my little image, I decided to go with this cute image of Lily and Herman Munster. And I had to use 2 pieces of tape the same size because the image was a little bit too wide. But I'm just making sure that my packaging tape is just bigger than the image. And then I am taking my little image and placing it straight down onto that packaging tape and making sure that I lay it nice and flat, trying to get those air bubbles out. So that's what we're looking like so far. At this point, I'm ready for the next step. According to the Denise J. Herman blog, what the next step is to burnish. So I'm just using a plastic spatula, and it took me, I was trying to figure out the right angle. I realized that the actual spatula part of the spatula was not working for me. I ended up flipping it around and using the handle part. It was thicker and more flat. So I'm burnishing. I'm taking this tape and my spatula, rubbing from the middle of the image out. And this is basically the part where we're literally kind of buffing, burnishing, if you will, the image onto that tape. So I take a little bit of time, make sure that I'm getting everything as flush as possible to the point where there are literally no air bubbles in there at all. And you can see, I mean, that guy is in there, and hopefully at this point, I'm ready to go with the next step. Okay, next step. I've got a little Tupperware dish with some water in it. It just said to use lukewarm water, and my image is gonna go in here and hang out and chill for at least 20 minutes. At least. I actually did check it at 20 minutes, and for me, it was not ready. I ended up actually leaving it in there. Well, I also had errands and stuff to do, so it was in there for a couple hours. All right, but so it's in there. Also, the image wanted to kind of float to the top, so you're just seeing me take a metal spoon because I'm in my kitchen at the moment, so that's what I had handy, putting the spoon on there to keep the image in there and submerged so that we can go on to the next part, which is happening right now. It's so funny. My light is all different. It's a totally different time of day. But But here we are a couple hours later, and here is the image, nice and should be ready to go. So this is what we are supposed to do. Basically, just take our fingers and rub the paper off. And the hope is that the image will be on the tape underneath. Like on there, permanent, not going anywhere. So if there is an annoying part to this project, and I won't even say annoying, it was a learning curve, like, because I was so worried that I was gonna accidentally rub the image off and that kind of thing, but I got there in the end. This part takes a little while. So using my fingertips to rub that paper off, and you can see it coming off, and it's funny because getting it started was a chore. It was a process, and I was not wanting to use my fingernails, but I ended up doing that a couple times just to, kind of get it going. But it definitely worked, and the paper does come off. So I'm not going to put you through the torture of watching this. This maybe took me like a good 10 minutes, you guys, okay? But rubbing with all my might, and you can see, like, the paper's coming off, and lo and behold, the image is actually there. It's on the tape. So at this point, I'm super excited. We're going to go on to the next part. At this point, this is where I had my genius moment, and where I feel like I am going to go down in the history books, at least for myself. The Carolyn history book of resin, of all the good ideas I've had, this is my favorite so far. And you'll see what I'm talking about shortly. All right, so I am back down in my workshop. This is the image ready to go. And yes, a little like blank space there because I tested this out. I wanted to see if it was going to work, and it did. So my original plan was I was just going to put this into some resin, put the whole tape and all into the resin. Then I was thinking, oh my gosh, what if we actually did use a cabochon or something and some UV resin, and what if we put it straight on to the image? Would the image, if we cured it, would it come off onto the resin? I also realized I had some glow-in-the-dark powder. This one is from Rhea Arcus. And I brand new, haven't used it yet, so I figured, oh my goodness, the Munsters glow in the dark, like this is going to be the perfect opportunity to try this out. So I am taking some UV resin. I am using the T-Expert Crystal Clear Hard Type, and you saw me putting I had this really cute big heart cabochon that I wanted to try out. So the only thing that I was worried about was that it's really not very sticky on this. It's just sticky enough that the cabochon is on there, but the image definitely takes away from the stickiness. You know what I mean? So at this point, I was definitely like, ooh, okay, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm figuring the worst case scenario is I'll have my gloves on and I'll just hold this heart down with all my might while I'm putting the resin in, and we're going to hope for the best. Also wanted to take this time to remind you guys, PPE. It is a thing. Yes, it is very important. Me and my channel, I know I am not good at letting y'all know, but whenever I am handling using resin, I always have my respirator on and I've always got gloves on. So just figured I'd show you guys what I use and all of that good stuff. But I love my respirator. It's a 3M and it works an absolute treat. So here we are ready to put the UV resin into this open bezel. I was calling it a cabochon earlier. Sorry, it's an open bezel. And it's so funny. Like, I feel like my finger, like I'm shaking because I'm so nervous. I'm like, please, is this going to work? So, but anyhow, it did work. I think I was worried for nothing, but yes, got a little bit of UV resin in there, and I'm just working that out towards the edges of my bezel. And I've got my flashlight, my little torch ready to go. I hit it with a little bit of heat and then immediately put my torch on there. And boom, 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 just to kind of flash cure. And because I did not want it to seep out the edges. So at this point, I'm happy, I'm good, and I go ahead and put my actual UV light on there, let it cure for a good 3 minutes. I did flip it over and cure the other side for 1 minute, and at this point, we are good to go. So let's see if this guy is gonna come off. So the very first thing I did notice, see the crinkling? So the UV light definitely kind of was making this tape crinkle up. So for Herman, I didn't want him to get hurt. So I'm showing you guys because I realized this pretty quickly, and I'm glad I was watching it. I was like, oh, this tape is like crinkling. So I made sure to kind of get him out of the way of the big part of the light because he's going to be like, we have to do something with him too. So, all right. So moment of truth. We are going to see, is this going to work? Is she going to come off? Is this going to be a success? And yeah, we totally did it, you guys. It worked. It worked. I am so beyond excited. This is the coolest thing that I think I've ever done in my entire life involving resin. All right, so this is the bottom of the piece. So this is where the image is kind of like right there. So this is the part that's going to get the glow in the dark coating. And oh my goodness gracious, I've done it again. What in the world am I like? I thought I was videotaping myself putting the powder into the UV resin, but apparently I was not. But I just used my little pink plastic spoon and I did 2 spoonfuls in there. So this is the glow in the dark coat going down. So we'll get this guy on, give it a good cure, then we're going to flip it over. I don't show this part on camera. I did give it just a clear top coat of UV resin, cured that as well, and then the magic is about to happen. Are you ready for this? I hope everybody is ready because, oh my goodness. Also, I found this adorable skull little like cloth choker that I had from last Halloween. And look at this. Oh man. I mean, this is the coolest thing. Now we're glowing in the dark. So this Rhea Arcus, I hope I'm saying that right. This glow in the dark powder is amazing. It is so brilliant and vibrant and just in your face. I actually really like, you can see the little line where my packing tape, where I had put the 2 pieces together. And it makes it a little more vintage looking. I'm a huge fan. What do you guys think about this project? I am so in love with it. I feel like I always say that, but but this one, truly, you guys, I just feel like it was so fun, such a like aha moment for me. And I definitely would love to know what you guys think. I would love for you guys to try this out. If you do, tag me, let me know how it goes. I'm gonna play around a little bit with Herman, and I am definitely not done with these magazine transfers. You will be seeing more of these for sure, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.